For this final section then, we are going to talk about the modern driver mindset and sustaining success. Now, you'll notice that I don't have any magical crystals or chakras behind me or any of that sort of stuff, as much as the woo-woo title of that chapter would lead you to believe. But mindset is a massively important thing for you as a racing driver. This is also a bit of a personal thing for me. Now, growing up here in Scotland is something that I discovered in the past sort of 5-6 years of how impactful being Scottish can be for you, in terms of, we have a thing up here in Scotland called I Kent Your Feather. This whole idea of don't get above your station, who do you think you are, essentially, is so absolutely crippling for any sort of professional growth, any sort of personal growth in general. That idea that you have to just keep yourself, just keep yourself below the radar, because you don't want to rise above, because, after all, who do you think you are to be doing this sort of thing? And without that, we wouldn't have anybody actually wanting to achieve, we wouldn't have anybody wanting to help others. We have to keep that mindset, and we have to really protect that mindset as well. And a big bit of that starts from bouncing back from your knockbacks, any failures that you've had, any sort of hiccups that you've had along the way, whether you've been ghosted or whether you've been told no. A big part of that is remaining positive, coming back from that and going, thank you. Thank you for at least responding to me. I appreciate that, because a big way to bounce back from a knockback is realising that it's a bounce back or knockback temporarily. Too many people I see taking no or getting told no, and they think, right, that's it, I will never work with them in my lifetime. It's a not right now. If you reframe that no as a not right now, that works out much better in terms of business, because you can always keep that door open. You can always be nice to them, and you should always be nice to them. You should always still bring them value wherever possible. It's something that I practice, where I possibly can. I've got loads of drivers, right, that don't want to work with me or don't want to pay me for my time. I will still be their biggest cheerleader. I will still support them to the nth degree, even if they don't like me, even if they don't want to support me, because of that sort of mindset of wanting growth for myself and for other people. It's so intoxicating once you get around that. Another example of that sort of mindset that I discovered was back when I went on pause from my motorsport journey. I tried to do a business a startup as a business performance coach. I was going to do an online service, what's called a CRM, a content customer records management service for coaches, for other business coaches. I wanted them to use it, and they could keep track of the people that they were speaking to, their customers, their clients, their potential clients, their suppliers, all in this one kind of database, and they can manage it. It didn't work out for me, but the people that I met while being on that journey and going to these networking meetings and meeting other insanely positive people, it's very infectious. So it's really important that you hang around with people that have that sort of outlook as well. So try and keep around people that are positive and that have your success in their mind as well. Because if you're surrounding yourself with people that say you can't do it, well, guess what? You're going to prove one of them right anyway. So it is so important to protect who you are around as well. But another key thing then that rolls into that is never stop learning, never stop changing. The version of you right now is imperfect. It's not finished. It's not the final article. And it likely never will be, because you're always on that progress. So like for me, this video that I'm recording right now, This is version 1.5 of it. I've already spent 3 hours recording, editing, changing this. And guess what? 6 months, I might decide I'm going to go and refilm it all again. Everything that you do is a work in progress. Once you learn to be okay with that, once you learn to not be perfect, but be the best version of you that you can be right now, it absolutely changes the game for you, because then you start thinking, right, how can I do this? What could I do better? What can I do differently? That never stop learning, never stop evolving thing is so, so powerful for you, because then you can almost achieve anything. That sounds really cliche. That sounds really, really back to the woo-woo ethereal stuff, but it is so absolutely true. If I can say that I'm sitting here doing a course for racing drivers on how to get sponsorship and how to work better with sponsors, right? If I told you that 10 years ago, I would have laughed in your face, because I'd never been around the motorsport world, just over 10 years ago. It's just under 10 years that I actually first got my introduction to the motorsport world. So it's wild that I'm in this position, but it goes for you guys and girls out there at home as well. Another thing and another resource that I've got for you, actually, if you're interested in this learning journey, is a book from a guy called Tim Ferriss. Now, it's a book called The 4-Hour Chef. As much as it is about learning to cook, it is about learning to learn as well. And that is a huge part of my life. That is what taught me to have the confidence to give anything a go, to be a race driver, to learn to draw, to record content in front of video. All of that comes from the ability to learn how to learn. So once you do that, you can start thinking about how to take better lines through your corners. You can learn to read telemetry and what it understands. Then you can learn how to set up a car and communicate to your team about how the car's handling and get better performance out of it. That learning to learn mindset will see you through so many different things. But the learning to learn also then exposes you to, I'm going to go and have a conversation. I'm going to go to a business networking meeting. I'm going to go and meet new people and learn to be comfortable and speaking in front of them. I'm going to learn to bring insane amount of value to people that don't actually bring anything to me. That is another huge, huge part of that as well. But that was a rather awkwardly shoehorned segue also into business networking, because business networking is one of the most underrated, undervalued, and insanely powerful tools that you have got as a racing driver at your disposal. So remember back to when we were talking about nailing your meeting. Oh, but David, I don't like speaking in front of people. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel confident. Well, guess what? There's a free way to get even better at it. Go to a business networking meeting. Speak to people. Because guess what? They're just as bloody nervous as you to try and speak to and tell you about what they do. 9 times out of 10, nobody is actually pitching anything, although I have been to plenty of them where they are pitching. 9 times out of 10 is a human being having a conversation about another human being about what they do for work. That is it. You will learn so much from going along to those meetings in terms of how to present yourself, in terms of how to feel comfortable. And it's just such a low stress environment for you to be able to do that. And if you don't like it, you can walk out and you can leave. And also usually there's free tea and cakes anyway. So that's always a win in my books. But business networks are massively powerful. And I'll tell you another little cheat that I've got here. Remember back we were talking about LinkedIn and following someone and going through there. This is equal levels of like relationship hacking here. You have no idea, and I mean literally no comprehension of the power in business networking of being a connector. See, being someone that knows someone that does something, or knows someone that can do something, or just having your finger on the pulse of all the different, you're looking for videos to be created. This person here, they're so good at it. Or, you're looking for someone that can do your taxes. Well, I just met this person there. They're an accountant. Go and have a chat to them. Introduce them, because it gets you in the habit of being that person, that middle person, that indispensable person, but it also shows how valuable you are, because guess what? Again, you're providing value and you're not directly looking for anything in return. There's so many ways in which business networking can absolutely help you level up. It is insane, and I don't see any drivers using it to the degree that they should be. In fact, I could probably count on one hand the amount of drivers I've seen at their local business networking meetings, which, yeah, kind of says a lot, really. So go and do it. Go and see any of them that are there. Go to the free ones. Go and say hello and talk to people and be on receive mode. Don't be on transmit. Be on receive. Ask them questions about what they do. Ask them questions about who they're looking to meet. Ask them questions about what they're trying to achieve by being there. It's not all about you. Remember, you are not the main character in this story. We have to come at a bit where I feel really awkward talking about it now, because I am literally the least qualified person talking to you about this in the world. But at the same time, maybe I am actually quite qualified. Time management. And how important that is going to be in terms of your mindset as well. I am David McProcrastinator. That is literally my middle name. If there is a way to find a Reddit page that will keep me from having to work on something for 15 minutes, I found it. Okay, I found it. I can share it with you, but I won't, because I'm not gonna bring you into that whole thing of being distracted. But the core point is recognizing that you're somebody that can be easily distracted. And there are, again, tons of tools and ways that you can get around being a master of your time. If you find, say like there's a Pomodoro technique where you chunk everything that you need to do in little 20-minute, 15-minute blocks, and you just do what you can in that 15 minutes, take a break, go and do 15 minutes. That's cool. Maybe you need to chunk up your time. Maybe you need to go into a Google Calendar or wherever your calendar is and just block out the bits that you need to get done. Maybe you need to just sit down for 5 minutes and think, what do I actually need to do today? That could be a thing as well. But mastering your time can also go the other way. It can go where you've got too much to do and you're like, right, okay, realistically, I need to do this, and this. Well, maybe you're not going to have time to do it. Maybe it's about triaging. Think about when you go to accident and emergency. What's the first thing that happens? You're seen by a triage nurse who determines how serious it is and then puts you in the queue based on that. That's exactly the same thing you need to do with your day. What's the stuff that you absolutely need to get done? That's a high priority. That takes the priority over the rest of it. The rest can kind of filter in amongst that as well. There are lots of ways to do it, but you need to realise how important managing your time is in terms of your mindset and in terms of looking through the day, because that can be a huge thing that adds distraction. It's a huge thing for me personally. It adds overwhelm, and when I get overwhelmed, I shut down. I go and do other things because I put it to the side. It's like, nope, I'm not ready to deal with that just yet. Whereas if I sit down for 5-10 minutes in the morning, list out what I need to get done at the start of the day and figure out what needs done, I can then find out what's the important thing, what can be left to the side, and what else just doesn't matter at all. It's so easy to do, but again, is a huge part of your mindset and keeping you moving forward with this. And with that, there's one more thing to say, and that is believe in yourself. And I hate coming back to this woo-woo stuff again. But again, me being Scottish, right? This is the biggest thing that I've learned over the past couple of years, is that self-belief, self-confidence, self-conviction is so absolutely powerful. Believing in yourself, that's the first step to moving on. If you believe yourself, if you've got your own back, truly, that's where the real progress begins. So whether or not you're starting out for your first ever season behind the wheel of a racing car, or you're a disillusioned, slightly older person I'm absolutely not talking myself here. Slightly disillusioned at how things have gone, and you're wanting to try and get a fresh start on things, and you've been around the block so many times and you've tried so many different things. Just have the faith and belief in yourself that you will get all this done and you will achieve all of this, and you will get a sponsor on board, a partner on board. It will happen. It may take time. It may not result in you getting thousands and thousands of pounds. But again, if you're willing to put in the work and build those relationships, you absolutely will get something out of this. And there we go. That is the modern playbook of driver sponsorship. It has taken months and months and months of trying to get this down onto paper, of knowing what I'm trying to say to you drivers out there, of numerous Zoom calls and coffee meetings and sitting down and shouting at screens and, being a grumpy old man yelling at the cloud. But this is what I've been trying to say to you. And this might change over the next couple of months. We might refine it. We might say extra things on there. But again, it's all about building those relationships, about building that trust and keeping that trust and keeping in with people that will hopefully see you very, very well through the course of your career. Look after them very, very well, and they will look after you in return. It's been my huge, huge privilege looking after you for the past hour and however many minutes we've been here together. If there is anything that has brought you extreme value, please let me know. david@wearecamber.co.uk. If there's anything that you vehemently disagree with, please feel free to leave a comment. If there's anything that you need me to change or you want me to change or you want me to delve into, remember, I'm always around. I'm always available for virtual coffee, even when I'm in South Africa, even when I'm able to start working again. Want to hear from you. I will not be a stranger, and I will always be available at the end of the camera or the end of the phone to have a chat with you. And I want to hear all your success stories. So hit me up on Instagram, tag me on LinkedIn or Instagram, and give me all of your pictures of success. I want to see you tagging me in everything that you do with your sponsors that you get on board. I wish you all the very, very best of success in your careers ahead. Thank you very much for taking the time. My name's been David Christie, and this has been the Modern Playbook for Driver Sponsorship.